practice graphing today, what we did on Friday. This is graphing systems of equations. We're only going to do 4 practice ones because this worksheet's not what I thought it was. It says that you should be able to graph your equations, but you can't. So that's why I gave you this graph paper. Okay. Your first equation is y equals 2x plus 9. So pick one of your graphs. We're trying to graph the equation y equals 2x plus 9. So can someone tell me where I should start when I'm trying to graph this equation? On my y-axis. Does someone want to explain to me which one my y-axis is? I've got 2 lines that are darker than the rest. It's the one that goes straight up and down, or the vertical one. Mine does not say y, so that's why I asked you. Sometimes they do say y, though, and they help you out. We're going to go on our y-axis up to 9. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to make a point. On my first equation, the equation says y equals 2x plus 9. So we figured out where our first point needs to go. And now what is my slope for my first equation? 2 over 1. And if you notice, this is both positive. That means I should be going up 2 and right 1. But unfortunately, I don't have 2 places to go up on mine. So what should I do if I can't do my slope? Go down 2 and what? Left 1. You do the exact opposite of what you said. Up 2, instead of going up 2, you go down 2. Instead of going right 1, you go left 1. And then you'll connect those 2 points with a line. I've got a line that I'm going to use right here. Your lines, when you're doing systems of equations, need to go all the way through your graph so that if they cross all the way down at the bottom, you can still see where your 2 lines cross. So that's my first line, and I now have another line that says y equals x plus 5. So someone explain to me what needs to happen very first. Raise your hand if you know. Tommy knows, but Tommy's already answered today. Good job, Tommy. You can put a 1 in front of the x, so go ahead and do that if you want. How do I graph this? Huh? I heard you say something, I just didn't hear it. What? 1 over 1, is that what you said? Okay, so our slope on this one's 1 over 1. That's right. How do I start with graphing it, though? Put a point on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we do have a slope of 1 over 1, which means to do what? Up 1, right 1. You can do as many points as you want. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. What's the opposite of going up 1, right 1? Down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. Oh, I see where my 2 lines are going to cross, but I'm still going to make my line. I've got a lot of points I'm working with here. What I care about is where these 2 lines cross each other. They cross right here. What is that point? How do I get to that green point? What's it called? Start at 0, 0. You have to go left. 1, 2, 3. When I go left, I mean -3. So I'm going -1, -2, -3. How far up do I have to go? Up 1, 2. So the point that they cross at is -3, 2. And then you know the answer because where your 2 lines cross, that's your solution. So that was our first one. Now I'm going to move on to number 2, and I'm going to have you try to do this one on your own. Hopefully you can read that. First one is x plus 7, or y equals. I'm going to put a 1 in front of that just so you know that there is a 1 there, and I'm also going to put a 1 in front of the x down below. So here are my 2 equations. I'm going to have you guys try to graph these and figure out where they cross each other. I'm going to give you some time to just graph these 2 lines. Wherever they cross is your answer. Yeah, I've got rulers over there if you need one. You could use another piece of paper. You could use your planner. Yes, I am. Huh? I'm getting plastic ones. And they also can't be written on unless with a pencil. Not hard at all. Hey, you guys need to get started. Pick one of your two equations. Start with the top one and graph this one first. Figure out where it crosses your y-axis. Remember, your y-axis is the one that goes straight up and down. That's where you start, always. Figure out where it crosses your y-axis. Yep. And something went wrong. The more points you make, it's going to be easier for you to see where your two lines cross each other. So if like you only made 2 points, you can make a couple more points and then hopefully it will cross on an exact point. Yeah, if you make a small little mistake, they don't cross. All right, someone tell me where I should make my first point on my top equation. 7. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For my top equation, the first thing you should have done was make a point at 7. Then what should I have done? My slope is 1. If you want to, you can make it a fraction. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. Now I'm going to connect my points that I made with a line. I need my line to be nice and neat, and also like if it's off by just a little bit like mine is right now, it might not look like it's going through a point, so you got to be careful there. All right, and now my second equation. What should I do very first? Make a point at -9. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's my first point. From there, my slope is -1 over 1. So I'm going to go down 1, right 1. Well, I'm only able to make 1 point on my graph. I don't know how much you can make on yours, but how could I do the opposite of going down 1, right 1? Up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. I'm going to keep going until I cross that line. Okay, so I see where I'm crossing. I'm going to connect my 2 points. I'm off by a little bit. What number is this one here? Yeah. Let's just keep going with our red point and see if we messed up. So the red one was down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. See how off I'm getting? Yeah, they should cross right here, but do you see how my line went off a little bit? That's why it happened. So if I scoot it over, now my lines are actually where they cross. So sometimes that happens. It even happens to me. Like my line was not very as straight as I thought it was. So I have to go left 8, so -8, and I have to go down 1. That's my solution. The more points you make, like I had to make a lot of points to figure that one out. You can do that. If it's not working out, try making more points. The next one, these are kind of easier. If there is no y-intercept, so if you look at your second equation, it's the same thing as saying plus 0 at the end. So we're going to try this one really quick. Remember, if there's nothing in front of x, you can put a 1 there. So I went ahead and did that. I put a 1 in front. Go ahead and try to graph these. Hopefully this one's a little easier to graph than the last one was. So being able to graph one of these lines at a time is going to be on your map test. It might even be on systems of equations. So you might see 2 lines, but you will for sure have to graph 1 line. So knowing how to graph a line like this is very important. I don't know. I can't promise you that you're going to see 2 lines, but you will definitely see 1. What about it? Yeah. With the pokey thing at the end. That's a compass. All right, looking at my top equation, someone tell me what I need to do first. What? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. What's my slope on my first equation? 1 over 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. And like I saw last time, I made a mistake by not putting enough points because my line didn't work out. So I put plenty of points there. Going to connect my points. And now I'm done with my first equation. Now I'm going to do my second equation. Where should I make my first point? At 0. Sometimes that's tricky. My slope is 3. How do I make 3 a fraction? That means I'm going to go up how many? 1, 2, 3, and right 1. Up 1, 2, 3, right 1. Up 1, 2, 3, right 1. I'm going to connect my points with my line. Missed it again. Scoot it over a little bit. And you can see where these 2 points cross each other right here. What is that point where they cross? How far over do you have to go? How far up do you have to go? 6. Perfect. We have one more that we're going to do like this, and then we're going to switch gears a little bit. So the last one we're going to do is this one right here. Remember, you can put a 1 in front of anything that doesn't have a number in front of it, like an X that doesn't have a number in front of it. You could also say this is like plus 0 at the end if you wanted to. So graph this one, figure out where they cross. This is the last one we're going to do like this. special ed at the high school. Nevada High School. Used to be an East Newton, yeah. Yeah, so if you're next year in math, he will probably, it might be in some of your classes. Watch our daughter be like really not good at math at all because we both enjoy math and teach math. She probably will. That's how it works, I think. That's okay. I think I saw that. Was it on TikTok? Yeah, I saw it. Yep, I do. I watch a lot of cooking TikToks. All right, first equation. Where do I make my first point? Somebody. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where your first point should be. Your slope's 1 over 1, which means you go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. I'm going to make my line through it. That one wasn't as bad as the last times I've done it. Okay, the second equation, the one below, where do I make my first point? 0. My slope is negative 1 over 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. What?
Neither did mine. I know it's the negative.
And right here is where my two lines cross each other, right? Oh, wow, I messed up bad. There we go. Right here. I had to go negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and up 4. I don't know any, and I'm also not watching those types of TikToks. I watch math teachers on TikTok, and I watch cooking.
I see this one with
Okay.